Hi, I'm Karpiak, and I'm working with products from Grafix today, and we are going to create a multi-layered art journal page. So let's get started.
Today we're going to be using this mixed media journal, at least just a page of it, and it is really cool, guys, because it comes with so many different papers and some covers with this thick chipboard on it. Now these little guys here, as you can imagine, are just going to be popping in here in each page, so that because it is a mixed media journal, you can make this as thick as you want, where a lot of other journals, you know, you can't add a lot of ephemera and layers because it just gets too puffy and it won't close. So I think that's just brilliant. All of these papers are just a little bit different. Because we're going to be using some other paper, some other film, some Dura-Lar, I thought that having the black background would be a really good contrast. So let's have a look at this one. Now this one is archival, which is just awesome. So this one here is a special one for drawing, and so you can use inks and you can use, you know, pencils, colored pencils. It says it erases easily and it cuts cleanly, which is amazing. So let's just grab some of this. And it feels beautiful. It's, like I say, it's like a thick vellum almost. And basically now this is just a time for you to doodle and explore and draw. And it can really be whatever you want. I might just do something like that. And if you want to make a bigger border, I have to tell you guys, it is absolutely dreamy drawing on this Dura-Lar. It's like butter, it's soft, it's fantastic. Yeah, I love this so much. Gorgeous. If you think you're not very good at drawing and it's just a little bit daunting for you thinking about what you could possibly make here, then it might be a good idea to get some pictures from the internet or one of your drawing books or a magazine or something like that. Certainly you can trace an image over top, because as you can see, it goes right through. So for example, if I'm holding this here, you can see the images through. So it's totally doable to trace something over top. I'm just completely freehanding it because I really want my page to look just sort of raw and authentic, but certainly you make it yours and you do what you're comfortable with. I hope you feel happy when you have cut out all the things you're cutting out, and when you display them on your table, it's really kind of fun because you've got quite a choice. And of course, there's no way we're going to use all of these on this paper, but you can save these for any other projects, right? So that's the cool part. And see how this is overlapping now too? That's what I was hoping for as well, because when you have a big piece like this and like this, that might just be a little bit too big. But say you want to put something over top, or see how these are both with the pen side up, but if you turn one side, it's a little bit lighter. It's almost like, you know, it's in the background kind of. It's not quite as dark. So that's something you can do. Now look at those beautiful layering effects. That's just absolutely gorgeous. Before we start getting really messy with our next step, let's investigate this stencil film. I am super excited about this because it is actually, well, it's in a pack of 6, and it's actually made to create stencils. Like, that is amazing. And I'm gonna suggest for this, we cut this in half, because we're going to make 2 different kinds of stencils. When you have made your pattern, it's time to cut it out. This might be a good thing to do in front of the TV or put some music on or something like that, because it might take you a little while depending on how how fine and detailed your pattern is. You know, just use what you have, and you might want to use a variety of things depending on what's working for you, or if you're getting frustrated, try something else. So I've cut out all of these little circles and I just put it on the black paper here so you could kind of see. You know, they're certainly not perfect at all, but I'm kind of excited to try it out, and I hope you are too when you make your own stencils. You could put something underneath, something you've photocopied, or anything out of a magazine at all. Now, of course, we can use these stencils over and over again in other projects, but also in the same project, as I'll show you, because here we only have one image, but we can use this image several times. And if this is too small, then we'll just move it around our paper. For our next step, we are going to use another Dura-Lar product. This time, this one's for a water-based medium, so not just for the drawing with pencils and ink, but actually we can put some paint on there. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And it comes, again, protected with this, this tissue paper. And this is a great tissue paper that you can save to paint up and use for some collage paper as well. Now, I have got this sitting on a big art board here from Grafix, and this board is so big I can't even show you the whole thing. It's 16 by 24 inches, and it's actually meant for you to tape on or staple on or even tack on your papers, your watercolor papers, or whatever. You don't have to do this, I suppose, but I know I'm going to go off the paper here, and so I wanted this board underneath. That way I didn't have to find any, you know, under papers or something that I don't happen to have on hand right now. So I'm just going to tape this in a couple of places. I've decided to tape on the tissue paper as well, because why not? I'm kind of mixing my colors right on the Dura-Lar, you know. I'm mixing them right on there. So you just go ahead and choose a few colors that you like. Plus, I would say definitely white, if you want to get some different tones and values in there. And pick some tools that you like to you know, create with, and just have some fun there. And I have to tell you, this Dura-Lar, my gosh, it's just stunning. Like, it is just so lovely to work with. It's smooth, and you can really go thick, and this paper is you know, with the tape just not even moving. It's just so lovely. Just loving this. Let's see what happens when we add some stamps. It's a little bit wet still. Okay, that's kind of cool. In some of the places where it is wet, it's just lifting up the paint. And some places it's just imprinting the stamp. That's really cool. Okay, so this is a good thing to do maybe when the paint is a little bit wetter. Still getting some neat effects there. Really cool. Now, of course, you can't do this on the tissue paper, but you certainly could stamp on the tissue paper if you like. Love this part. It's more fun than playing with regular paper, I think. And even that, could that even be more fun? Well, apparently it can. I'm going to use these Ranger tools for daubing through my stencils, but you know, you don't have to have these. Sometimes if you have those triangle cosmetic sponges, you know, they work really well too. this guy off. Okay, amazing. Haha! There's the back. That's cool. And it feels so beautiful too. And oh, it's just delicious, isn't it? Seeing some of those marks peeping through and some of the colors peeping through and the stamps. That is just gorgeous. And the brush marks too. So much texture and movement, and this just, you know, all from our own hand there. Quite beautiful. So we really actually have 2 pieces there to work from. Grafix has this beautiful board. It's almost like chipboard. It's a cross between, you know, the cardboard that you get on the back of paper pads and stuff like that, and chipboard. So that's about how thick it is. You see that? And you get the craft color, black, a different craft color, like you can see the difference there. They're both absolutely gorgeous. And white. This is all in one package. How are you supposed to decide which color you want to use? Because they're all just fantastic. I'm thinking that we can use this board to make some kind of a focal point in the middle there. We have a couple of different ways that we can adhere our, you know, our papers. And one of them is with this double tack mounting film. Now this is essentially like a sticker, and in the package you get 3 sheets. They're 9 by 12 each. I just did a little experiment here, and literally it's like a sticker. So you cut off however much you need. You peel it off on one side. It's like using 2-sided tape, kind of, except you can cut whatever size you want, whatever shape you want to match your, you know, your item that you're going to be adhering. So when I am ready to essentially adhere this, I am going to just, you know, rip that off and stick it on. So that is awesome. Now the other thing that we have to adhere is this Artist-tac. And this works very differently than the other one I was just showing you, than the double tack. Because what you do here is, say you have an unusual shape that you want to adhere, instead of cutting a whole bunch of little tiny little pieces to adhere that, what you do is you take off a corner here, and I've already used a little corner just to try. So I'm just gonna take off a bit. Just take off what you need, and you, which way was I going? Yeah, this way. And then you place it on there. You cover it again. Just kind of burnish it with your finger. And then whatever is stuck onto the paper will so impressively have these little tiny little dots on them. And then you just adhere it. Just like that. How fun and amazing is that? Like, I mean, that is just so dead easy.
I hope you enjoyed watching this process today, and I hope you give it a go with some of the beautiful products. Again, my name is Karpiak. Thanks for watching.